Hey everybody, back with a new episode of the Winchesters. Last episode, we met Ada's son, who is half Jinn. It was nice to have a monster that we were familiar with, even though what we were dealing with wasn't just Jinn stuff. It was the Akrita and Mary confronting her childhood trauma, really understanding why she does want to get out of the game. John telling her maybe she should, even though that would keep them apart, because I don't think he wants to. But also telling her, she should leave, because that was something she was thinking about doing. So that really would separate them. And, we know that doesn't happen unless that happens this time. Because things are different. Little glimpse of Roxy there at the end. We know that the essence that she's collecting is from those rare monsters that we were going after, doing her dirty work. I really hope we get more with her. I want to know what is up. But this next episode is called Art of Dying. Oh, God, who's gonna fucking die? I don't really have a guess to that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying the show. It's different. It's not what I expected. I didn't really expect anything, but it's fun trying to piece it all together and figure out what it all means. And at this point, I don't know what all of it means at all, but I'm hoping by the end that I do. So we shall see. But yeah, let's get into it. Warding. Silver. Ew! That was so much blood. Ew.
I create my own path, and I walk in it fearlessly.
Hunting has a way of changing a person. After a while, right, wrong, good, evil, they all start to look the same. And then it makes you start to wonder, who's really the monster here?
Hey.
Them or me?
My guy down at City Hall should be getting back to me any moment now with new land acquisitions made this month. All right, the radio tower has to be on one of those properties, so mellow out, amor.
Mellow out? Carlos, the fate of the world is literally at stake.
Perhaps you'd like to join me. Finding a center might help.
Yeah, or come with me to a session of Dr. Z's. He's really been helping me.
He won't do either.
Is everything okay in here? Tracy and my mom used to hunt together back in the day.
Oh.
I've known her my entire life. She's practically an aunt to me.
Geller, is she the one who...
Retired? Yeah. Tracy wants us to track down this werewolf and kill it.
I'm sorry, can we just back it up a little
She was
bit?
doing warding for a werewolf?
She retired, as in she actually got out of hunting.
Cricket. Cricket?
Cricket.
Pet name.
Don't. Hey, Aunt Tracy.
I was expecting your old man. Last I heard, you were getting out.
Yikes.
So what do you think?
These claw marks are consistent with a werewolf attack.
I don't know of many werewolves that make it a habit of perching in the rafters.
Yeah, that was odd.
Because I actually don't think we're dealing with a werewolf. The curvature of this claw is all wrong.
Everything's ready.
What's ready?
Hunter's funeral.
Higher. Seen one too many of these.
Hunt's over now, doll. You get to rest.
What if this is another one of those unicorn-like monsters that the Akrita baited in Lawrence?
I was
But Tracy's farm
figuring
isn't that far. Okay, what if one of the monsters...
He is
Straight
becoming
up.
obsessed about the Akrita.
We've been looking for the radio tower to find the Akrita, right?
Do you think I am a liability as a hunter?
No.
What are you talking
Where's
about?
that coming from?
I know I'm good at the science stuff, the lore stuff, but it's not what you guys do.
Still very
The
vital.
fighting part?
I mean the hunting part.
Oh?
Anton,
Oh?
this is my Carlos.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure's all mine.
I think so.
I loved Psycho.
Interesting.
Not a great...
I'm more of a rear window kind of guy myself.
Yeah. That's not a great pickup
What
line.
brings you two in today?
They separated again. Oh, yeah.
Again? Damn, they had some...
Remember that time you came to stay with me in Kalamazoo?
They were not
They were on a
happily
break.
married.
Your daddy went off to make things right.
Did you have any regrets about it? Leaving?
My only regret is that I didn't get out sooner.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Then speak.
Excuse me.
Oh, sorry. I just...
think I found it.
Oh, thank God.
I thought you had more game than that, Carlos.
And the burn pattern on the claw looked familiar.
A small town was being terrorized by a band of Sakuyan. First night we killed 3 of the 4, but the last one put up a fight. But it got away, holed up in its cave. Matt got impatient, went in after it. But then there was a cave-in. Mac and the Sakuyan were both killed.
Oh. Why'd we just do that? Why didn't we go for the neck?
Mac didn't get a hunter's funeral because of the cave-in. And that never set right with Rob. He called me about a month ago. The 10-year anniversary of Mac's death was coming up, and he wanted to go back and finally put Mac to rest the right way.
Well, he let it
To
out.
the cave to collect Mac's remains. The Sukuyan was still alive after all these years.
I guess so.
I say we load up as many weapons as we can. We go back to the farm. We take this thing out before it can hurt anyone else.
Whoa, pump the brakes, soldier boy. I want to play this safe. This thing already killed 2 veteran hunters and nearly killed you too.
Oh,
Taking off its
John.
arm didn't
This
even
is the
make it
John
flinch.
I know.
And there was no blood left behind, so lots of think something else is going on with this thing.
Oh.
Is that what I think it is?
Scoo?
Every moment that you're out there hunting a monster is another moment that you could die. And I will not be the
She
person
gets
to wrap
that.
you in a white cloth, put a knife in your hand, and send you to the afterlife in a blaze of glory. So yes,
You're trying to protect
getting you out
her?
of hunting alive means pushing myself.
Oh, John.
That's exactly what I'll do.
Your mom told me about you in danger. And how you run towards it every single time since you
I don't
were a
need
kid.
you or my mom psychoanalyzing me.
And I don't
Someone
need you
needs
using me
to.
as an excuse to avoid your issues.
Finally, we're getting to the good
Sorry
stuff.
to interrupt, but there's something the 2 of you need to see.
Zombie Sukuyan?
Not a zombie, but a ghost. A vengeful spirit, most likely.
What?
The substance here is ectoplasm.
Oh, ectoplasm.
So, a vengeful spirit possessed the Sequoian and went after Tracy and her hunting crew.
Me and the rest of the team.
Decided to trap it, and there was a collateral.
We killed him.
You on purpose?
He'd had a rough childhood,
Oh.
abused by his dad, bullied by the other kids, and he thought if he became
All
a
hunters
hunter
aren't great.
and killed real monsters, that would help with the pain that the other kind had caused him. But when that didn't work, he turned to dark magic. He thought a little
Oh.
taste of power might be the fix. Of course, that didn't pan out either.
So you started a farm and just played make-believe, like none of this ever happened.
Cricket,
Stop with the stupid name, okay?
there's not a night goes by I'm not haunted by what I did.
Sounds like they did what they had to do.
John and Mac, it's a little too Ghost of Christmas Future for me.
said he'd only be-
You said it.
So
I
where
was
is he?
thinking it. Oh. Going inside of him? No.
Hi, Trace. You got old.
Carlos, get her out of here right now.
I wouldn't.
Oh. We're very on the nose right now. He's fully Mac.
Tracy, please, don't.
I don't have a choice.
Yes, you do. Lotta, what are you doing?
Lotta, get back.
More violence isn't the answer.
She's a pacifist.
Not when you spent a lifetime with it. When I was 13, my country was attacked and my father went to war. When he returned, he was different. He was angry all the time. He had these violent outbursts. It was like the war infected him. I tried to make myself smaller so the violence wouldn't find me, but it did. You can keep hurting those that have wronged you, keep living in that anger and violence, but it won't bring you peace. Peace has to be chosen.
Does he want peace?
That's what I chose. It's not too late, Mac. You can still break the cycle.
Okay. If only it was always this easy. Well, Lotta
You did it.
showed why she is a needed part of the team.
So back to hunting then? Is that the lesson here? Is there really no escape?
Ooh.
It's not that you can't escape the life, Cricket. You just can't escape the decisions you make in that life. Not when you compromise what you believe in.
Are you crying?
Anton touched this dissected arm. Are you sure we have to destroy it?
Carlos!
There is absolutely
Down
no reason
bad.
for it. The Sukian has been dead for far too long for there to be any remaining essence.
Fine. What's that?
It's in Anton's handwriting.
Ooh.
And it's addressed to a Carlos.
Give me.
What they play-
No, please, give me.
What does it say?
But I still got it. I guess sometimes not flirting is flirting.
Hey, something worked. Hey!
I have been using you in hunting as an excuse
Yes.
to avoid my problems. I don't know how to fix this. I can't end up like Mac.
That's not gonna happen, John.
I remember some of the things that you told him about, not living in the anger and the violence. How do you do that?
I
Oh,
started
he's
with
reaching out.
meditation, looking inward.
Hunting's not for everyone. You have to be strong, stay sharp, make tough decisions. And it's not easy. But then again, the righteous things never are.
We found the Akrita.
Oh,
That's where their radio tower is.
okay. Here we go. I really like this episode. Very nice to get a Lotta-centered episode, really showing what she brings to the table. And I don't necessarily think that Mac couldn't have, chosen the other path and they would have had to stop him. But it's nice to have someone like Lotta there to choose that avenue because, like Carlos said, they wouldn't have. So it really shows her value. And, it's a complicated thing. And that's what Dean talked about at the beginning, like the right and the wrong, the good and the bad, the evil. It's, it can get pretty blurred. And I don't fault their team for doing what they did. From what Tracy said, it sounded like he was pretty far gone. It's kind of wild that in death and being a ghost is when he finally let all that go. As we know, ghosts usually get worse, but I guess it hasn't been that long of time relatively. And Lotta said the right thing, so I'm happy for that. We had known that she was a pacifist, and her questioning her role here, it was nice to see that it's not just the book smarts and all of that she is bringing. It's a different perspective, especially with her like doing meditation, and it's an Eastern approach to things more than the West, and I like all of that. We got more of her backstory with her father, also being in the war and how that changed him. It's so relevant to how we see John here. And I really, really love Lotta. And John here was probably the most John that we've seen, that we can recognize from who we know him to become. But this John is reaching out to Lotta, and will that make a difference in it's so hard to talk about like what will change, what won't, because I don't know what the fuck is happening with these changes. But maybe him doing some meditation and working on himself would change his approach to parenthood. But also at the same time, if Mary still dies, I could still see him, backsliding and becoming that angry guy that he's trying not to be. I give John credit. Like, I don't think he is even close to where Mac is or was. But he's a flawed guy. And I'm glad that they're showing that. It rings true. It's still interesting with Lotta, though, that she still says that her parents are dead. But she is opening up a little bit, so maybe there's more to know why she's saying that they're dead. I mean, the dad very may well be, but we know her mom is not. Cool to meet Tracy and someone that Dina was friends with. We again got info about Samuel and Dina, and they did not have a great relationship. Interesting that she's getting back in the game to right some wrongs that she feels that she needs to, which is perfectly fine. But it was interesting to see Mary being like, God, can no one get out of this? But this is a choice that Tracy's making. And I think it is possible to get out of it. And I think that is there for Mary to do. Is that the point of the show? But then Sam and Dean are not born. It's a problem. Carlos was very funny here. We usually see them and there's confidence and assuredness and flirting and suaveness, but Anton really kind of threw him for a loop. But even saying that, Anton seems interested. There's a dinner date on the table, so it worked out. And bumbly fumbly can be charming, and I think that work for them this time. So I really like that. This was good. I enjoyed it a lot. I feel like the relationships in the team are really starting to shine, like with John and Lotta and Carlos and Lotta and Mary and John, even like what's going on with them. It's complicated. John wanting to protect her after seeing that Hunter death, it makes sense. But to see how hard-headed he can be is good. I'm glad we are seeing that. And I like that Mary doesn't put up with it. And this is kind of what I wanted out of this show. I want to see John's flaws and, Mary's too, but in a way that, you can understand where they're coming from and you can see where and why things happen the way they do. But it's just hard to draw a line from this John, this Mary to the ones that we know, because this is different. So it's hard to know how much value to put on what John is now doing, asking for that help, seeking it out, when this is not, like, I don't think he and Lotta would have had that conversation did John even know Lotta before this? Because he didn't know about monsters, so why would he? So this is just completely different. How I don't know how to square these boxes. But I really like this. I think the whole Mac of it all could have very easily gone the other direction, where Mac was just like, nah. But it's good that Lotta got a moment to shine here. I think back in my day, I fancied myself a pacifist as well. The whole peace above everything type mindset. I don't really feel that way anymore. More in the sometimes it's fucking necessary. Violence is necessary, especially in the face of oppression. But in this circumstance, giving Mac the opportunity to come off of it and let go and move on was nice. And I'm glad Lotta got to facilitate that. And even after all that happened, it's nice to see that Mary understood why Tracy did what she did. Even Carlos saying, like, we would have all done it too. So it's a tough call, it seems like. And they did what they thought they had to. So I definitely don't blame them. But if she wants to go and try to make some amends in a way that she feels she needs to, that's fine too. Yeah, this was really, really good. I liked it a lot. And sounds like next episode we may be getting into the Roxy Akrita stuff because they have a location. So that's very exciting. Yeah, I think this was a necessary episode specifically for Lotta and John. I'm really glad we got to see this side of John because we knew it was there. We know this is a part of him. But to see it working out in a way where he's reaching out is nice. And I wish it would have been what happened the first time or originally or whatever. But yeah, good stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back soon.